I don't think that there is a pact per se. I think that Baltimore in particular, we've been here 5 years ago with the death of Freddie Gray. And so I think there is more experience. I'd say that the activist community leaders are more mature. Baltimore is being used as the catalyst for how protests erupted in 2015. So we are trying to set the standard of how protests can be effective in a way that looks out for everyone's best interest.
And you yourself have, during the protests, you've risked your own safety by calling out people that you don't believe are genuine protesters. Is that something that you learnt back from 2015 and along the way?
Yes, I do believe that there are individuals who are coming into these cities whose only goal is to aid uh, the outrage that young Black people are expressing uh, with harmful tactics. We've taken out several individuals, some with meat hooks, some with fireworks, some with bottles of gasoline. We've pointed those individuals out, and in one instance, we've turned over an individual. I turned over an individual to the police because protesters were attacking that person, and we won't let the narrative of protest be changed by outside agitators.
And who do you think these people are?
Uh, I think I think these people, for the most part, are just individuals looking to incite Black rage. I think that there is a fetish that exists in this country uh, amongst individuals who want to see Black people angry, who want to see Black people destructive. Uh, I believe that exists on both the left and the right. Uh, I believe the only way we will solve this is the white folks on the left and the white folks on the right talk to each other. While Black people express our pain in an orchestrated manner that is strategic, white folks have to talk to each other about the privilege they have and about the system of white supremacy we need to deconstruct.
Well, let's talk about that because you've worked very closely. You've mentored many of the young black men who feel and women who feel disenfranchised, and many of those are on the streets now. How committed are they to seeing through this to try and bring some change?
Um, I think that on an everyday basis, the young people I come encounter with are committed to survive until tomorrow. The living conditions of these individuals is not one you or I would put our child in. And so I believe that they are committed. And as long as we give them individuals that they can see themselves as in a couple of years, I believe that will continue to fight for change. These young folks have lived more hardships than you and I combined in their very young and few years. Uh, and a wrong turn in the city could sometimes be a death sentence. So I applaud these young folks who are going out, not just in Baltimore, but around the country, who are saying that my life has value, I want to live, and I need you to do everything you have in your power to make sure that I get to live.
So, Kwame, how does that happen? You talk about 2015. You were a young man. You got embroiled in this yourself. You became an activist as a result. But how much change have we really seen in those 5 years?
Yeah, I was a young man. I'm 26 now, and I feel
You're still
old.
a young man.
I'm the old man at the protest. I think the way we go about change is we have to invest. We have to divest from the police and invest in community-led organizations. I do firmly believe wholeheartedly that Black-led organizations are capable of policing our own neighborhoods through programs. Right, we have many programs here in Baltimore City that need money, who are capable of distracting young people from taking routes and avenues that would put their lives in danger. I believe that the police department, what first needs to happen is that there needs to be a an acceptance of the history of white supremacy in this country. This country was created and built off of the backs of Black people. Once white people acknowledge that, there needs to be a reckoning. There needs to be substantial investment in Black higher learning at institutions and Black primary institutions for education. There needs to be an investment in funds set up to support Black-owned businesses. There needs to be funds that set up to support adequate housing in low-income Black neighborhoods. And I want to be clear, We're not here talking about people of color. We're here talking about the injustices that specifically have happened to Black people on the lands and shores of the United States of America for the past 400 years.
So many people still don't want to recognise that. I was interested in you talking about white people on the right, white people on the left coming together. In the time that you've been involved in this movement, have you seen any opportunity for that to happen? Has it actually got worse?
I think it has gotten worse. After 2015, Donald Trump, a racist, a white supremacist, and a fascist, became president. Black people did not play an integral part in electing Donald Trump to become president. That was all white people's doing. And so what has to happen is that clearly the people on the right, the alt-right, they're not listening to the voices of Black people. And so the only way they'll learn about their privilege and be able to recognize it or address it is when people who look just like them, people in their own families, put their bodies on the line and start talking more and more about the injustices that exist inside of white supremacy and why having that privilege, why staying silent while white is dangerous to the existence and beings of Black people. And until that happens, you will continuously see people angry, upset, and outraged. You will consistently see people in the streets, and the protests will grow. This wave of protests may die down, but I guarantee you the next time this happens, there will be a far bigger revolution.
Kwame, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.